Okay, we'll move on.
Jonathan, the ordinance number 8 for next meeting then, interviews. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prime. Okay, I'm now open up for public comment. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand. I'll call you up to the microphone. State your name and as much of your address as you would like to give. You'll have 5 minutes to speak. At the end of public comment time, when public comment is closed, council will make any comments or answer any questions that they desire to answer. They can take some notes during public comment, and then they'll have the ample opportunity to respond. I ask council not to interrupt anyone during their 5 minutes, and I ask you not to interrupt us when we're responding later if we do. And the manager's going to keep track of time, and she'll try to give you a heads up when you're about 30 seconds away. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Heather Carns. I reside at 265 Metro Mount Olive Road.
Heather, the microphone's been turned around, right?
All right, so now I can be really loud. I just kind of made some notes, but so obviously I'm Brian and David's sister. My husband and I, Brendan, live with my 1-year-old daughter at the farm. Up until this point, I've remained pretty quiet and stayed in the background with everything that's going on at the farm. Tend to kind of stay low-key. And I'll be the first to say that I don't always agree with my brother's methods of doing things, but I still admire their courage for everything, with standing up and their passion for our farm. And I have a deep passion for our farm. My grandfather and I were really close, and he meant the world to me. And he really taught us to speak up and talk face-to-face to people and not hide behind computers like so much of society does today. He taught us that was like respect. Generations ago, that's how people did things, Anyway, I'm not up here to discuss that, but as far as what's going on with everything with the trucks and all that. But I'm here, my personal feelings that I have about invasion of privacy at our farm. I don't consider myself an overdramatic mom, but very disturbing and concerning videos have been brought to my attention of us going about every day with our normal routines on our property. Video of us doing nothing wrong. Yet, I feel like these days, the last few weeks especially, I feel like I have to look over my back, walking around my farm, on my property with my daughter, in a wagon. I take her all over my property, and our property runs adjacent to a neighbor that we have that is crazy. I feel threatened by her. These videos that have been brought to my attention are very concerning as a mom. And it bothers me very much. My mama bear instinct, this is my first baby, and I feel the need to protect her in any way as any mom would. But what is more disturbing is not just her recording and finding out about these, is that they're being sent over to township manager, and they're being fed through to council. It's beyond anything that I could have ever imagined when I hear this, and that to have the proof and the backup of it just isn't. I'm kind of speechless with it, honestly. It's so upsetting. My 2 nieces, David's daughters, they're 12 and 10. They're riding around our property on their side-by-side quad, and they're just doing their thing. They're having fun. They come back up to the farm, up to the house, by the house where David is, and they say to him, Dad, there's a lady down there on the lane recording us. And they described how she poked her head out with her phone to get their attention. And they don't know who she is. They don't know anything about this whole thing that's going on. That's weird and very disturbing. And if she's doing that to them, how do I know she's not doing that, recording me with my daughter? Like I said, I take her down to this area where there's a pond and all over the place. I love her to be outside in nature. That's how I grew up on the farm with my grandfather. And I have those memories. And, I'm already pointing out birds to her, whatever. I have her out in nature is the bottom line. I don't have her inside watching TV that much. And she actually can't stand TV at this point. But whatever. So, I've already said that, as well as, as a property. How do I know she isn't videoing my daughter and sending this to you? I mean, Kathy, as a mom, if you're a mom, wouldn't this be concerning to you? I mean, it's a question, and I think anybody listening to this, as a mom, would find it kind of disturbing. Also, on November 6th, back in the fall, I had a church function at my house, at the farm, and my church was very excited to have this, as it was a free event. They brought families out, and they thought it was a great opportunity for less fortunate families. Okay, for less fortunate families to come out that might not spend the money on a hayride to come out, and so she's videoing the whole thing. It's ridiculous, and it's not an annual hayride either. This was the first time I had hosted this event, and it was a good turnout. Anyway, Kathy has the authority to squash these videos as soon as they come in, but instead sends them to the entire council. So if you guys don't see anything wrong with this, I don't know what to say. I just request that going forward you discourage accepting videos like this from this crazy woman.